weighed in at 73 kilos 92. Not the lightest. The lightest is arguably one of the favourites, certainly LIU Chunhong from China, who weighed in at 71 kilos 85. The Olympic 69 kilo champion moving up. And if you were with us yesterday, you have seen Pawina Thongsuk take the 63 kilo world championship for Thailand. And she, in the Olympic Games, took the 75 kilo Olympic title. And I wonder if one day we might see LIU Chunhong versus Pawina Thongsuk. It's a fascinating little group of athletes here. And there, the world records. ZABOLOTNAYA, real talent and only 20 years of age. Sun Riping and LIU Chunhong there with the total 273 kilos. And at 20, like ZABOLOTNAYA, she's still a junior. So 3 for Asia, 4 for Europe, 2 from Africa, 1 from South America. So 5 continents. It's what we want to see in the World Championship, David. The world's best. And this is Madeleine Yamashi for the Cameroons. Interestingly enough, the French, who pretty keen. We saw Dabaya, who's made the switch from Cameroons to France. But this woman could appear in the Commonwealth Games.
That's right. I'm slightly confused about Dabaya. I mean, he's at the top of the Commonwealth ranking list. But whether he's able to compete for France and compete for Cameroon in the Commonwealth Games, I'm not sure.
Something we haven't managed to find out, but nonetheless, good start here by Madeleine Yamashi, 23 years of age. 7th in the Olympic Games, also in that 69 kilos. So LIU Chunhong has moved up, but so has this woman moved up to 75 kilos. African Championship winner, also in the Olympic season at 69 kilos, totaling up 230. But just to put that in perspective, the world record 273.
Yes, and again, I think the Indians and the Cameroons, this is a stepping stone towards a competition that they have a much more realistic chance of winning next year, the Commonwealth Games.
I think there could be a lot of chit-chat going between the technical controller's desk and the secretariat desk today, because I think this is going to be very nip and tuck. It's going to be really important for the coaches to be right on the mark here.
So the bar moving up 5 kilos for this lady from India, already succeeded with 90. In India generally field a pretty strong team in Commonwealth Games.
There was a B group a little earlier on. Best of those in that B group was Deborah Lovely of Australia, total 210. So again, that 210 will be of interest to her, and she'll be of interest in watching both the Cameroons and the Indian lifter.
Now that was given as a good lift. I thought it was a press out, but let's just watch it again. Let's hope we see it. I was going to say, let's hope we see it from the front, but we don't get it.
No. You often wonder why TV directors can't quite understand that when you need to see a lift, you need to see that from the side to see whether there was a press out, if there's just a suggestion. But at the moment, no jury overrule. So just looking at this, of course, as you mentioned the other day, the Commonwealth Games for the first time in Melbourne will all be about the overall championship. It won't any longer be about getting medals for snatch and clean and jerk. So Deborah Lovely on the way to her total, actually snatched 94 kilos. So 96 for Yamashi. This is, if you go back, look at a sort of kilo she was lifting as a 69 kilo lifter, David, this is pretty modest. You know, she was snatching 105 kilos in the Olympics as a 69 kilo lifter. So this may be a first step, a gentle step, because, as you said, her thoughts will be about next March in Melbourne.
Yes, and also you can't stay on top form all the time. You know, a lot of girls will have worked so hard training up to the Olympics, and a good many of them will have taken a break, and for some of them this will be their first time back on the competition stage.
It is a problem, though, for the sport, because, as we said the other day, it's just not seen enough. It needs more competition. It needs different competitions. So, 97 kilos now for Salaja. And I'm very interested in this, David, because just recently in the Asian Championships, it wasn't actually a stellar class, but she did manage 101. So, you know, this is down on that by 4 kilos. She was second silver medalist there, totaled up 239, so it wasn't a very difficult Asian Championships.
But of course, it's all about following your plan. You know, if you've got a chance of actually winning this championship, then this is the time to peak. If you don't have a chance of winning it, then you know, maybe it's just a stepping stone.
Well, now the first appearance for Japan's Kazu Imayoko. She was 4th in the Asian Championships at 75 kilos. Total up 222.5. But that was not this year's Asian Championships, it was last season's. 15th in the world. She's been lifting in this category now, so for a couple of seasons. And this her first opener.
It's 100 kilos. And pretty solid it was too.
Yeah, but a sensible start. Anything above 105 would be a new mark for her. In competition, that is. And once again, here's another country now where you're starting to see the emergence of a women's team. Right early in the championships, I think it was, yes, it was right in the 48 kilos. Hiromi Miyake actually finishing overall in 4th place in the 48 kilo class. She'd moved down, but there's 1 or 2 Japanese women lifters beginning to come through, so that's good. And here's Europe's first challenger from Spain, Lidia Valentin. Another junior, only 20. Good start.
Yes, good speed on the bar there.
Is that also 100? Yes, it was. So that's starting right on the mark she finished on in Sofia at this year's Europeans.
So young and improving.
Yeah, and she also has gone better this season, because in the Junior World Championship she just missed an overall medal. She got 4th place and actually snatched 104. So interesting to see how far she can go. So here comes Madeline Yamashi.
Interesting jump, 93.
93, 96.
96, now taking a 4 kilo jump to 100.
Yeah, as you said, David, she's obviously got in her plan with her coaches, she's looking at something beyond today. This is a stepping stone. It's good to be on the stage regularly. It's, in boxing parlance, it's not good to be ring rusty. Aussies always enjoy the weightlifting. I think there'll be a good crowd in Melbourne, good atmosphere in the hall.
103 kilograms.
But not to be today, so that leaves her on 96.
Yes, just a kilo behind one of her Commonwealth rivals, the Indian.
Well,
of course, finished on 97.
It's quite interesting. I think that Deborah Lovely, who I mentioned lifted in the B group, she finished on 94, and the Indian girls finished on 97, and the Cameroons on 90. Was it 96? So it all
makes for a close competition for the Commonwealth Games.
Well, certainly in the snatch phase, we'll have to see how it unfolds. But that's where Deborah will be watching on with some interest. So Rumiana Petkova looking for today for a total of 235 kilos. That wouldn't, we don't think, be anywhere near good enough to get an overall medal. But at 23, she is one of the few new generation of Bulgarian female lifters. Third in Europe this year.
Yeah, pretty good start with 105.
Well, we'll find out how good she is. She has been as good as 112.5 kilos. That was back in the World Championships in 2003. Of course, that was an occasion when she was required to be absolutely at her best because she was trying to earn a qualifying place for the Olympic Games. But, you know, with three lifts starting on 105, yeah, she could get there. We're now getting into this weight category, aren't we? It's sort of 11 stone, 1175 kilos, where taking a 5 kilo jump is less of an exaggeration. It's much more comfortable. Imahoko.
Yes, so this should equal her personal best and give her a 1 attempt. Oh, well, it's a shame, because that would have given her another attempt to go further.
Now she's got to make a decision. Does she want to put 106 on and still go for the new mark?
Lidia Valentin, Spain, second attempt. Imanko, you'll be next.
One or two other lifters, Sheba, and I'm going to have a problem pronouncing this, Dereragia of Nauru, who will also be going for the Commonwealth Games, 94 kilos in the snatch. This is Lidia Valentin for her second attempt. This will be a PB, if she can do it.
Very good. Just a couple of little steps forward to correct.
Yeah.
Some new territory.
Also well aware of using the 4-meter platform, knowing that she was going to need those steps.
5 kilograms. Third attempt by Kazuya Imahoko, Japan.
These are the women that you'll be seeing in the European Championships in Chetnevo by the Baltic Sea come the first week of May, live on Eurosport. Promised to take David swimming in the Baltic Sea.
Should straight into the TV camera there.
Shouldn't be too cold first week of May. Be all right for you, wouldn't it?
Well, you first.
Now, bit of a pressure here for Imahoko.
Yes, deciding to repeat that 105.
Come on. Holds in that low position, drives up. So well corrected.
Well, not sure about the right arm, though. Depends how.
2-1.
Funny how the referee on the right side didn't give it. I wonder what the jury think.
Well, again, doesn't help us, does it, to not be able to see a front replay.
106 kilograms for Lidia Valentin, Spain.
Well, so far, no overall.
Valentin 2.
are going up, and I think it'll be Petkova. But it's still the big guns to play their cards. PODOBEDOVA, the European champion, warming up backstage with ZABOLOTNAYA, LIU Chunhong, Nahla RAMADAN of Egypt. I'm really interested to see how she gets on today. 2 times a junior world champion and a senior world champion in 2003.
So just a 2-kilo jump to 107.
So Rumiana.
Раменете гърба дръж. Тегли с краката и гърба високо. Стягай, Руми!
No, he didn't really stand up at the top of the pool there.
The weight is at 107 kilograms. Valentin Lidia. Spain, third and last attempt.
Clearly not at their best, are they, the Bulgarians?
No.
Clearly on a downer all across the board at the moment. It's not just one or two, it's all of them. But in contrast, this girl already had a personal best on 105. So now moving to 107.
It's really interesting how the Spanish have brought these women through over what must be now, David, something like 7 years. That's a pity, but they were all sort of 14, 15 coming out of junior Europeans and youth championships, and they've been quite patient with them, the Spanish. You know, they haven't over-pushed them. They've been quite realistic, but they're now coming to the point, you know, in their early 20s, 21, 22, 23, that this is where they've really got to prove themselves on the world stage. Maybe not so much this season, maybe next season in the spring they can. I think the Spanish will be looking for their girls to be really pushing for major honours at the Europeans, and then that's 2006, 2007 it'll be the World Championships in Chiang Mai, which will be the first qualifying opportunity for Beijing 2008. And I can't tell you where we'll be going for the European Championships in 2008 because it hasn't been decided. So pressure here for Petkova. That's better. But the opportunity to go towards 112, 113 is lost. And she's left on 107 kilos.
10 kilos, please. That's the next weight, 110. Nahla RAMADAN, Egypt, first attempt. Nahla RAMADAN is the defending world champion. Since Vancouver, 2003.
Well, quite a lot of applause for Nahla RAMADAN, formerly Nahla Mohamed, but married now. Only 20, and she's looking today for a total of 260. So you could say, David, that this is the first of the big guns coming out on a fairly straightforward amount here. 115, 117, 120 kilos. She actually snatched 120 kilos in the Olympics, but failed to get a valid clean and jerk lift. So this is a modest start, and look how easy that is. But maybe this is an intelligent move again. Just, you know, she didn't get a total in Athens. This is the first major championship. You want to start off with a good lift to build a bit of confidence as well. World champion. She is the world champion from 2003, 117.5 kilos, so 145 clean and jerk for a 262.5 total. First appearance of the Argentinian, Nora KOPPEL, at 33, the oldest of the finalists, 9th in the Olympic Games, where she snatched 110, 100, 137.5, and 237.5. She's ranked 3rd in this season's world rankings. But that's not an auspicious start.
Nevertheless, 10 kilos ahead of her previous best of 100. And although she didn't do it, you can see that it's there. She took it to locked arms, but lost it behind, which is something that so many of these women seem to be doing this championship, not just on the snatches, but also on the clean and jerks.
So early doors, 74.05. See Nahla weighing in reasonably light there before this 75 kilo class, but of course LIU Chunhong weighing in at 71.85, and ZABOLOTNAYA, interestingly enough, 74.83. So that puts her at a weight disadvantage. And the other Russian, PODOBEDOVA, at 74.56. So it looks as if Nora KOPPEL is going to follow herself here, David.
Well,
no,
I think she's going to buy some time, and she's probably had a chat with the coach and decided that it was technical as opposed to being strength, and decided to buy herself some time. Yeah, just taping up the shin there. Those bars are very, very sharp, and I've often done the same thing.
Yeah, there's Natalya ZABOLOTNAYA. Just a quick picture of her, the Olympic silver medalist. I think when I saw her win the Europeans, I think I and a lot of people thought that we'd seen someone really special. They've guarded her special. She is she's very much her own woman, and they haven't found her particularly easy to manage, because when I say that, it sounds as if I'm being critical, but I think it's as we were talking about the other day with the young Polish women, she's at a certain age where she actually wants to go out and enjoy herself and not just be rigidly disciplined to weightlifting. So they found it quite difficult to enforce, I think, her to a really rigid regime, and I think they've been quite intelligent in allowing her to sort of balance her competitions and yet still, you know, enjoy life a little bit. But they've got her here today for the World Championships, and I'm looking forward to seeing her lift.
Well, yeah, it's always the risk. If you take everything away from somebody, you know, you're more likely to lose them. So you've got to kind of get that fine balance. So she's obviously having problems with these bars, hands heavily taped.
Much better. And you did say, David, you didn't think there was any question of the strength. So she's on her way. So Nora KOPPEL with a starter of 110 and a couple of kilos being added to the bar. In fact, 111.
Yes, that's right. Missed 110 and just added that kilo.
I forgot about that.
Herself some time.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Apologies to all of you out there for misleading you. 114 kilos now being loaded, and it looks like RAMADAN, and it is indeed, being a little steady in her approach. But this would be her first big competition since the disappointment of Athens, so it's actually quite a long gap. It's all very well doing the training and, you know, working at home, but it's completely different when you actually have to come out on stage, David. So on past achievements, this shouldn't be a problem. But another one out the back door. Now, how does she feel? Does she feel strong enough to run the risk of putting the bar up again? I think she's well strong enough to lift 114 kilos.
Doesn't seem focused though, somehow. Seems focused as we've seen her in the past.
So they've got to make a little decision here. I mean, she's been looking, well, they posted 260, David. Now she's got, well, Junior World Championships in 2004, World Championships, 145, that sort of clean and jerk. So 114 and 145 will sort of get her pretty close to where she wants to be.
Yeah, kilo behind. Of course, she could always take 146 now.
Absolutely. So I think the coaches and Nahla have come to the right decision. Let's just get this on the board. Well, she just about hung on to that. As ever, we're always pleased, but this was mighty close to going the same way as the previous one.
Yeah, it's nice to see her hang on to that.
Yeah,
good to see her do the 260 that she's got posted. She's obviously very pleased.
Yeah, there'll be a big sense of relief in the Egyptian camp now.
Well, if she's just got married, perhaps she's had a break from training, and this is just the beginning of another build-up towards Olympic Games.
So, Argentina, Nora Koppel, up to 115 kilos. So these are good marks, you know. 115. It's a, you know, when you look back at everything from 2004 and before, you make a comparison there. These are good kilos she's adding on here. And excellent, really well done. Weighed in at 74.46. So 118 kilos, that was?
115.
Was it 115?
That's 15 kilos up on what she did last year. So good improvement, especially when you consider that she's 33. You'd be expecting the weights to be going in the other direction at that age.
So the European champion, Svetlana Podobedova, ranked second in the world to LIU Chunhong, who has yet to start. And 115 kilos she picked up in Sofia, 147.5 in the clean and jerk, 262.5. And she actually beat another very famous Russian, Valentina Popova, for that total by 2.5 kilos. And Valentina, who's been a great servant to Russian weightlifting. But Podobedova, at the age of 18, David, a rising star.
And that was comfortable. Good speed, good positioning. Really fast in that second phase.
Athletic lifter.
Looks confident.
118 kilos. So 3 up on her European mark. She was also this season the junior world silver medalist, 115 kilos. But this is the woman they've all... Just a little stumble and a couple of steps. Strong enough. I think she surprised herself there.
I'm not sure they're going to give her that.
Well,
because she dropped it from overhead.
123 kilograms loaded.
The weight was easy. She relaxed overhead,
but she put it...
and then she actually dropped the weight, let go of it before...
Now, I suppose the bar's supposed to come down. You can only release it when it's below the hips.
You just keep your hand, you have to keep your fingers on it. But 3 whites anyway. And I think our coaches will, if I was coaching, I would...
Be careful.
I would just tell her to get focused.
Yeah.
You know, this is
serious stuff.
Easy.
This woman, I think, is something... I don't think it. I know that she's special. The record says she's special. She's a winner. Proven. So this for the lead. Very good. And I like the way the coaches are handling this. You know, they don't take anything for granted. They're keeping their lifters right on the mark. So lighter body weight puts LIU Chunhong into the lead.
For Svetlana PODOBEDOVA, Russia, 3rd attempt.
So LIU Chunhong, and now back to Podobedova, I should say, 124. So heavier, of course, than LIU Chunhong, so she has to go that extra kilo. But all these 3 women, David, it's the overall championship they want.
And all 3 of them capable of getting it.
Yeah. So you got
so close.
You got to avoid mistakes. Stay close. Stay there.
Perfect 3 snatches.
She is good. The European champion. Well, she's not made any mistakes. World silver medalist. In fact, a junior world silver medalist for the past 2 seasons. And European champion for the past 2 seasons. So a real ambassador for Russia. And as good as ZABOLOTNAYA is, this woman is 2 years her junior. So 124, she takes the lead. Now, all she can do is sit and wait. Watch LIU Chunhong, watch ZABOLOTNAYA. LIU Chunhong, 1 lift to go. ZABOLOTNAYA, 2 to play with. My score's on the board. I've done my talking. Now,
record.
Here we go.
But of course, this is her 3rd and final lift. The Russian girl will still have 2 attempts after this. So we're going to see at least 3 attempts at the world record.
Excellent. Well, what terrific lifting, David. This is, you know, it's a great competition, but it's also very high-quality sport here.
Well, is there any women's class we haven't had a world record in?
Well, I think the difference is that you saw Pravina Thongsuk in a class of her own. The difference here is that, you know, we're seeing 3 women at the highest level, really well prepared, who've come here to have a fight. Now, there's the new world record holder, 126 kilos, 1 more than ZABOLOTNAYA. She's now taking it away from ZABOLOTNAYA. ZABOLOTNAYA, providing she's not overconfident, She has the ability.
So the bar must surely now be at 127 kilos. So
Yeah.
this for the gold medal and another world record.
And a 1 kilo advantage with still one lift to come after this. But she really needs to get this now. She's got to focus.
That's better.
Now. So a new world record. The old record holder gets her record back. Feet are in line. Now, 127 kilos. You just don't know what's going to happen in the second half, because ZABOLOTNAYA clean and jerks 147.5 kilos, but LIU Chunhong as a 69 kilo lifter, well, she's clean and jerked 152 and 151 this season when she took the junior world title. So they're very closely matched, these, so every kilo is going to count. And PODOBEDOVA, well, she's also capable of 147.5, 148 kilos. She's also in the zone. You can see the sort of person she is. She's really talented, David, but she's really a bit of a handful to coach.
Yes, a few heated words exchanged there. So whatever weight she takes, it's got to be a new world record. Minimum jump a kilo. I would have thought she'd have taken a kilo jump. Well, she's jumped to 130. Interesting. Well, I think she's physically capable of doing it. I mean, the pull is so strong. She's just got to. The coach is still arguing over it. See, I think the taller coach wanted to take a kilo.
Yeah.
The smaller coach, who may be her personal coach, said no, she's okay with 130. Personally, I don't think you risk it in a competition this close.
Well, they have risked it, and goodness gracious me, that's 130 kilos, and just how, well, I told you so. Don't you argue with me, I know what I'm doing. 130 kilos, that's a fantastic new world record, and Natalya ZABOLOTNAYA, real talent, the Olympic silver medalist, the woman who's established in this weight class.
It's interesting that no one congratulated her. No one said well done. She just got a pat on the back and right, get in there. Time for the clean and jerk.
But having said that, she is still only 4 kilos ahead of LIU Chunhong, and LIU Chunhong is the lighter. PODOBEDOVA, her teammate, is now 6 kilos back, but she also actually is lighter than ZABOLOTNAYA. So fascinating competition at the halfway stage. Russia in gold, China in silver, Russia in bronze, all to play for. 6 kilos separating 3 really high-class lifters. So don't you dare go away, because this is going to be something to watch, I think, in the clean and jerk. And remember, the world record is 273, and the clean and jerk world record at junior level 151, at senior level 152. Those are records which are definitely in danger. So ZABOLOTNAYA leads by 4 over LIU Chunhong, leads by 6 over PODOBEDOVA. The rest, well, they're going for personal bests. And Natalya RAMADAN for Egypt, former world champion, well, this is her comeback on the big stage, so she's not going to be a big player today. Good first half, David.
Phenomenal lifting.
When you look at that, 3 world records already. And of course, it's only It's only the one who has the final world record who gets the bonus, so Lou may have set the records, but the money's not hers yet. If she gets the total, then it might be. We'll take a little break whilst the women get ready, and we'll be back for the second half after this.
They dream of taking part in the Dakar Rally. 10 young teams equipped like professionals and all fired up, ready to take the challenge. Follow their adventures as they battle to survive the pitfalls. The competition is fierce. From the 10 teams, just one will win selection for the Dakar 2006.